All right. Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, if I get started, I'm going to give all honor and glory and power to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Hakwadash. Double honor to our elders, our great apostles, great millstone, GMS, who rule well and teach well, being great example to Israel. All right, man, the elect want to say peace and blessings to the hopefully elect on the four corners, pushing the truth and sincerity. All right, that great song, this your brother Nabah. All right, just come with a little quick lesson. Just really going to this American Civil War, and I was just thinking, contemplating the spirit about it, and I had just started digging into it, and I just want to speak on it, just pertaining to the spirit, how when you look at the atrocity the Lord put us in, like, the affliction, we had to suffer due to the curses. He was always working, behind closed doors, the things that we couldn't see. The Lord had emotion. All right, He had emotion, and what precept come to mind? Before I get started, I want to grab. I'm gonna grab the Baruch, and then I'm gonna go to this Romans. All right, this Baruch 4:6. It says, "You were sold to the nations, not for your discretion, but because you moved the Most High to wrath, you were delivered to the what? To the enemy." All right, and the enemy, all right, when you go to Psalms, the 83rd chapter, it gives you the rundown. All right, chiefly Esau, Edom. Then it triggered to the other nations. All right, so what I want to do is go back to the Civil War, right? And the Lord was working, man. And then the Civil War, when you read it, it says American Civil War. It says was a civil war in the United States. I said April 12th, 1861 to May 26th, 1865. All right, it said the United States between the Unions, the North, and the Confederacy, the South. All right, and when you go on these two parties, it's no different between when you go back to the Romans. All right, when you had the patricians and the Papellians. All right, and now times you got what? You got the Democrats and the Republicans. All right, but it says, which has been formed by the state that secede from the Union. The central cause of the war was a dispute, all right, over whether slavery would be permitted to expand into Western territories, leading to most slave states, or be prevented from doing so, which may believe who placed slavery on a course of what ultimate extension, and that means to do away. So the Lord had called conservation, all right, with the Edomites, tensions between them two, all right, and it was the Lord working out the favor of Israel, bringing us back, all right, to His promise. You see, and that's how the Lord worked, all right, because when you let me grab the precept, this Romans. See, we have hope in the scriptures. All right, this is Romans 15:4. It said, "For whatsoever thing were written aforetime, all right, it was written for our learning, and so that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures may have hope." And that's all we have. All right, because hope go into what? Faith. And here it is. We see, all right, Yahweh Shema Shah, words being manifest. It's known as prophecy. Because when you go back to Baruch 4:6, it said we were sold to the nation. Yes, that's prophecy, because we were sold to the nation, but not for our discretion. All right? So the period of time that Esau thought that he had us in a chokehold forever, the Lord was just only allowing that to happen because we disobeyed Him. We disobeyed the Lord, man. All right? But when you go into Psalms, real quick, and I'm going to get back to that. So when you go to Psalms 50 and 21, it says, these things have thou done, and I kept silence. All right? And when Yahweh Shemashai speaking on the so-called white man, all right, all the rape, rob, and murder, all right, the devil have done, all right, all the violence and the ill dealings that he do out throughout the earth, the Lord said he kept silence. And why? How did the Lord keep silent? Because the Lord have not brought judgment upon him yet. All right, as in winking at your ignorance. All right, but it says, these things have thou done, and I kept silent. Thou thoughtest that I was altogether such as one as thyself. And that was the so-called white man in his mind. All right, to the point now he think he is the Most High. You know, that's how far gone he and proud he done got. All right, but here's just the point. It said, but I will reprove thee and set them in order before thine eyes. You see that? And that's what the Lord was doing. That's why he had caused tension between the south and the north. You see? And it was all for what? For our good. Okay? All for our good. Because how we was going to be able to, when you go, let me go on this real quick. I typed in hardcore slavery timeline, right? And here it is. They said, I would say people also ask. So when you go down here and look at the bottom, it said, what are the 3 stages of slavery? All right. I think dominions, slavery, temporary decline of slavery, and economic slavery. All right. And then when I looked the word up. So let me see if it's in here. Right here, yeah. So when you look the word up, it says power and influence over others. All right, and that's what the Lord have done. Remember, he have given us over to the hand of who? Our enemies. All right, my friend, let's grab it again. Or I can get a better one. No, not a better one, but another precept to back that up. You know, one of my favorites. All right, Isaiah 47:6. It said, I was wroth with my people. I have polluted my inheritance. Who is the Lord's people? Israel. All right? So he said, I was wroth with my people. Because what? We went into captivity. Who judged was not to drink of the cup have surely drunk it. All right? And it says, I polluted my inheritance. I have given them into thy hand. All right? And it's no different. All right, from Yahweh Shema Shai, when you're going back to the book of Judges, how we was all, we'll go off, all right, and then cry to the Lord, all right, to deliver us. You know, that's why it's written in Judges 10th chapter, he will not deliver thee no more. Going to cry to the God, which is going to play out in the form of Jacob's trouble. You know? But it's just to let you know that every time, every captivity, we'll cry out to you, how about Shema Shai, he'll send us a king. You know? But it says, I was wroth with my people. I have polluted my inheritance. I have given them into thy hand. Who hand? The so-called white man hand. All right? And it says, thou showest them no mercy. Upon the ancient have what thou very laid thy yoke. He showed them no mercy. So when you go to this on Google, right? So I jumped down because when you look at what was the 3/5 rule of slavery, and this called 3/5 of a man, all right, we just said compromise was reached among the state delegates during the 1787 constitutional conviction. It said it determined that 3 out of every 5 slaves was counted when determining a state total population for legislation representation of taxation. You see? So here it is. We was no more than what? Cattle. All right? 3/5 of a man. You know? And remember, there was the Most High working. All right? There was Yahweh Shema Shai working, man. All right? As in now, we able to what? Call upon his name. You see? So the Lord had tension become between the Edomites, all right, to bring us out of that what? Out of that bondage. So we served our punishment. That's when you go into you going my bad, Salaka. You go into limitations. Salaka. This Lamentations 4:22. It said, thy punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. All right? So when you're going back to the early 1500s, really like 1619, you know, we went into, hardcore slavery, all right? Because that's another thing it showed, but it said 17, which I'm going to prove, but the Lord said our punishment was accomplished. All right, so we served our punishment. The so-called white man, he showed us no mercy. And then the point the Lord, like, okay, cool. All right, y'all served y'all punishment. Now it's time to bring y'all back to me. And how we being brought back to Yahweh Shema Shai by the word. All right, that's why I said through patience and comfort. All right, by what? By the scriptures that we may have hope. All right, because we see how the Lord, all right, worked in the earth, man. All right, because if our lives was given to Esau's hand forever, we would have been this distinct, man. We would have been gone. He would have destroyed us as he wanted to destroy us. All right, since the garden. All right, he would have been destroyed us. But guess what? It's Yahweh Shema Shai will, you know. But it says, he would no more carry thee into captivity. He would visit thy iniquity, O daughter of Edom, who would discover thy sin. You see that? So it's the Edomites that was going to be in rulership. All right, it was the Edomites. All right, that was going to put Jacob, all right, in captivity. You see, only to fulfill prophecy, as in Esau is going down by who? By Jacob, as in Genesis. Jacob hand hold of Esau here. You see, but remember the Lord was working, man. You know, through the tension that He made with the North and the South. All right, and because when you go into this word, matter of fact, let me prove that when you go into this word silver, right? All right, remember it's a civil war. So when you go to the word silver, it said relating to civil law or life pertaining to the internal affairs of a state. So it's really going to, it's relating to a society pertaining to public life. When you go to the bottom of it, says townsman, going to like a citizen, all right? And that what the fight was, you know? Because remember, when you're going back to slavery, we weren't able to read, you know? All right, you know? Going back to they then was as cattle, you know? But the Lord had that tension to bring between them, you know? And that's what started so-called our civilization, because not too long after that, you had a term called Reconstruction. All right, and when you go into the Reconstruction, let me try to see it real quick. Look it up, Reconstruction. Yeah, see the Reconstruction area. All right, and it says right here on the side. Salaki. All right. It says the Reconstruction era was a period in the United States history following the American Civil War, dominated by the legal, social, and political changes, abolishing slavery. You see that? And retaining, Salakia, retaining the former Confederate States of America into what United States. All right, and it was going to what abolishing slavery. All right, so the Lord Yahweh, all right, he was working. See, he was working. That's why it's written in Baruch. All right, this is going to happen. Baruch 2. I started at I think 28, and it says, it said, and thou speakest by thy servant Moses in the day when thou didst command him to write the law before the children of Israel, saying, if ye will not hear my voice, surely this great multitude shall be turned into a small number among the nation. And that's what happened. You see? Because that was a curse placed upon us when you go into Deuteronomy 28. All right? That's how you know that the so-called Negroes, all right, Latino, Native American, and Hispanics are the children of Israel, as they was oppressed together. All right? Well, this is Deuteronomy 28, all right, and 6 to 8. You see? Because you read 64, it says, and the Lord Yahweh shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other, and thou shalt serve other gods, which neither nor thy father have known, even wood or stone. You see that? So we was gonna be scattered, all right, if we disobeyed the Heavenly Father. Because when you read Deuteronomy 28, 1 through 14, those was the blessings. 15 through 68 was a curse if we disobeyed. And voila, you know, we disobeyed. So now we suffering the what? We suffering the consequences of our actions. But guess what? That time is over with, like we just read in Lamentation. You know, that's why the Spirit fell upon us. All right. And guess what we're doing? We prophesying. You know, starting with the apostles and the elders. All right. So it says, verse 68, and the Lord Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. And that Egypt speaking about Babylon the Great, America, which is modern day Egypt. All right, but known as what spiritual Egypt. Why? Because we still in captivity. We still in bondage. You know? And it says, by the way wherever I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And the sea is speaking of what? Our homeland. All right? And it says, and there shall be, and ye shall be sold unto your enemies. You see that? The enemy again. All right? The enemy going to who? Esau, Edom. All right? And it says, for bond men and bond women, and no man shall buy you. All right? And that bond men going to what? Slave men, slave women's. All right? Servants. All right? And no man shall buy you. That buy going to redeem. All right? Which is who? Only one can redeem us back is who? Yahweh Shai. And he did that when he went upon that cross, man. You know? So all these things had to be fulfilled for us to return back to the Heavenly Father. You know? Well, so that's what silver, no silver mean, you know, go back to it real quick. Yeah, so it's silver, it was going into a townsman. And that was going back to a townsman. So that Civil War, all right, as I was speaking on, it said the central cause of the war was a dispute. All right, and we want to get that word dispute. It said disagreement. All right, agreement or debate. You know, and that was the Lord, man, working. You know, and it said dispute over whether slavery, You know, so it was all dealing with us, man. But like the Lord said, He was setting us in order before their eyes, man. You know, the Lord put us in captivity. Cause when you're going to that, when you're going into this ain't it. It's like when you're going to the hardcore slavery timeline, I went down and says what was the strongest? We said what year was slavery the strongest? And it says from 1790 to the 1800s. You see, they were kicking our ass, you know. But guess what? The Lord had lightened the load. You know, going back to our punishments is accomplished, and we went through it. But guess what? This devil, this nigga here, all right, this nigga here, Zechariah 1:15. It says, and I was very so displeased with the heathens that are at ease. All right. For I was but a little displeased. And the so-called white man, he is at ease. You know, his the Most High is none of all his thoughts. You know, when you're at ease, you're comfortable. You're not thinking of, harm or danger. You know, but it says, but I was a little so displeased, and they helped forward the afflictions, and that's why you have a term called POW, which is prisoners of war. Well, here it is, we are prisoners of hope, man. You know, because what we get this day and what in our captivity. You know, and let's back up what it was speaking on right here when you're dealing with what is the 3-5 rule of slavery, and no, what is it? Hold on, Salaki. What is that? What is it? Damn, I had clicked on it earlier, Salaki. Okay, Salaki's up here, Salaki. Yeah, it said, what are the 3 stages? And now the stage we're in, what is economics of slavery? You know, because right now we not in physical slavery as dominance slavery, when it say overpower, overrule. But now it's dealing with money, you know, which is paper dollar, which not bad by nothing, you know. But let me get another precept, and I'm gonna end it. This is Jeremiah. It's like it. This is Jeremiah 50 and 33. And it says, thus said the Lord Yahweh of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast and refused to let them go. You see, and there's a form of this when you go into this dispute. All right, when you go into the dispute that happened between the North, all right, and the South, all right, dealing with this American Civil War. And you had more wars after that. But it was all in the making of what? Us returning back into the Lord, man. You know, so Lord willing, this was edifying. All right, till next time, Shalom. Ababa Ball, Barack Ogden, so on.